Hello and welcome. Stevon here with All American Print Supply, and today we have a very exciting video for you. We're going to be going over a brand new printing method known as direct-to-garment transfers, or DTF. I'm going to show you just how easy it is. Now before we get started, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button, tap that post notification bell, and drop some thumbs up if you find any of our content entertaining or informative. And if you have any questions, be sure to drop those comments down below and we'll get to those as soon as we receive them. As I mentioned, today we're going to be going over the direct-to-film, or DTF process, and again, showing you just how easy it is. We're going to be working with our Epson F2100 direct-to-garment printer, our Ecofreen hot melting powder, and transfer film. Let's get started. The first part of the direct-to-film processing is going to be applying the film to our platen. Super easy. We're going to make sure that we have the matte or flat side facing up. This is going to be our print side. And we're just going to position this nice and center on our platen. And then using tape, we're going to go ahead and secure this down nice and evenly on both sides. Now for the direct-to-film, the printing is going to be inverted in that we're going to apply the color layer first and then the white base on top. The transfer is going to be mirrored and pressed face down so that when we have it on the garment, we have the color on top, white underneath, and the orientation is correct. Using our Cathari NeoRip software, we've created a custom environment that not only will invert our ink layers, as well as optimize the amount of ink that we're using. With traditional standard settings on most rips, we may be oversaturating the print, where we actually have too much ink on the film. So we've gone ahead and done all the testing for you, so you can just drag in the artwork, select the direct-to-garment or direct-to-film transfer process, go ahead and send your jobs, and it's that easy. We've got the artwork already queued up on the direct-to-garment printer. We're going to go ahead and hit print layout, quantity 1, and we're going to send this in. Now, for those of you who may be working with heat transfer vinyl, where we're layering and applying multiple colors at a time, or maybe use inkjet heat transfer, which still works for providing images onto different variety of fabrics and colors. For something like this, it's a great way to not only increase your productivity, but also offer a wider range of materials that we can apply to. With direct-to-garment, traditionally we're working mainly with cotton blends or cotton-rich fabrics. With something like this, I'm able to apply high-resolution, high-quality prints onto treated leather, coated nylon, polyester garments, cotton blends, and more. The stretchability rivals or even exceeds the quality of the direct-to-garment, and the washability is very comparable. With the good settings and the Ecofreen hot melting powder and direct-to-garment transfer film, your customer can expect 50+ washes in the machine without losing really any sort of quality. We're going to wait for this transfer to come out right now, and then we're going to show you the next step. And this is actually how we're able to avoid all pre-treating whatsoever, which is really going to speed up our entire creating process. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to apply that right now. After we have our printed transfer on our DTF film, it's time to apply the Ecofreen hot melting powder. Now, while this is Ecotech certified for safety, not only for the wearer, but for the printer, because it is technically a powder adhesive, you do want to wear protection. So what I'm referring to is going to be a face mask, because we do not want to be breathing any sort of this powder adhesive or hot melting powder. So this is advised for safe operation. We're going to go ahead and get this mask on now. Now, what I'm going to be doing next is applying a nice even layer of the hot melting powder to my still wet print. So I'm just going to go ahead and lightly coat a little layer over the top. Now this can be done with a plastic bin or any sort of receptacle. And the reason why is any of the powder that does not adhere to the print can actually be reused or saved for a later transfer. So we're going to go ahead, and what I like to do is just sort of bring the powder across, back and forth, and again we're just kind of creating a nice even layer all over the wet print. I have this parchment paper underneath that's saving and storing all the hot melting powder that does not apply, and just make a nice even layer here. There we go. Now before we actually cook this, what we want to do is go ahead and aim the print side away from any people in the area and just sort of flick any remaining powder that may be on the film. Any powder we do not remove will actually transfer as part of the design. So you just want to go ahead and give it a few of these. Again, make sure you're not aiming in the direction of any people. And now we're ready to cook this in the heat press and dry our hot melting powder. Let's do it. After we've applied a nice even layer of the Ecofreen hot melting powder to our wet direct-to-garment transfer print, it's time to cook the powder. Now, a pro tip for making this an easier process is going to be to preheat the lower platen. This is done by closing the machine while empty for about 10 seconds. Now my Stahl's Hotronic 1620 Auto Open is already queued up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and like I said, for about 10 seconds, that should be plenty of time to warm the lower platen, and now it's time to dry the powder. We're gonna go ahead and place this in a central location on the heat press, and you wanna be hovering for, I'd say, approximately 1 minute. You wanna take the print to where it looks more of a glazed appearance, not where it's wet or powdery as it is right now. So we're just gonna lower this down. My timer's already started. It's gonna help me keep track of this. Now, for those of you who may be coming from heat transfer vinyl or inkjet heat transfer paper, sublimation, or print and cut heat transfer vinyl, this is gonna be a much easier way to not only increase your profit margins, speed up your production, and offer a higher grade print quality to your existing customer base. It's an existing printer method that we're seeing raise in popularity at the moment, and when paired with the Epson F2100 direct-to-garment printer or the Epson F3070, we can experience tremendous ink savings and, like I said, high-resolution prints with great stretchability and wash life. And that should be just about good here. I'm just taking a look, making sure we have a nice glazed appearance. Everything looks about where I want it. Just give it a few more seconds here, and then we're gonna be ready to apply this onto a cotton t-shirt. But like I said, with fabric compatibilities ranging from treated nylon, leather, cotton blends, polyester, and more, there's really no limit to what we can do using the direct-to-garment transfer method. Now that we've cooked the hot melting powder onto our direct-to-garment transfer or DTF film, we are now able to apply, store, ship, or sell our finished transfer onto a wide variety of fabric offerings. Today we're going to be pressing onto a Smart Blanks. This is going to be a ring spun cotton tee. And before I actually apply, I'm going to give it a quick pre-press just to smooth out any wrinkles, iron out any fibers that may be sticking up, get everything nice and laid down. And now we're ready to apply. With our Stahl's Hotronic 1620 Auto Open, we're going to be pressing at a degrees of about 285 Fahrenheit and for a time between 10 to 15 seconds. I usually like to go off of the size of the print to determine how long we're pressing. For example, if we were doing a pocket logo, it'd probably be closer to that 10-second press. But for something like this, which we're printing on most of the A4 sheet, we're going to be pressing closer to the 15-second mark. I'm going to go ahead and position this onto my garment in the heat press. And like I said, we're going to be pressing this for about 15 seconds, 285 degrees Fahrenheit. For more information on any of the products, processes, tutorials, or supplies we've been going over today, make sure you visit us at aaprintsupplyco.com. This will be done in just a moment. Now, this is actually going to be a cold peel, meaning after we're done with our temperature time, we're going to go ahead and set this aside. You want to let it get back to room temperature before we actually do the peel, so I would set this off, continue production on my next transfers, and after a couple pieces, it should be back to room temperature, and we can show you the peel. Stay tuned. It was that simple, you guys. 4 quick, easy steps, and we took raw, film, powder, and print into a beautiful finished final product. With the Cathari NeoRip software and our exclusive DTF or direct-to-garment transfer film environment, we're able to enjoy an ink savings with a total print cost of approximately 43 cents for this A4 size sheet. For those of you with the new Epson F3070, you can expect that ink cost to be cut in half. There's a lot of great content on our YouTube channel. Make sure you head over to aaprintsupplyco on youtube.com for more information on these printers, on these films, on these powders. But now let's do the big reveal. You want to go ahead and apply the removal in a nice, smooth, continuous fashion, low against the shirt. And look at that. Check out this stretchability. With good settings, like I said, your customers will be able to enjoy a wash cycle of excess of 50 cycles, and this is a beautiful high-resolution final image. And that's it in a nutshell. You saw how easy it was to perform this process safely and quickly for a quality, long-lasting, high-resolution print on such a variety of fabrics. For more information on the direct-to-film or direct-to-garment transfer process, make sure you hit the subscribe button when you head over to the YouTube channel. It's going to be aaprintsupplyco on youtube.com. And right now, if you head over to the new website, which is going to be aaprintsupplyco.com, you can register for our loyalty rewards program, where you earn points back on every dollar spent, good towards future needs on the website. Simply log in, make your purchases as normal, and you'll begin to accrue points back on every purchase. I want to thank everyone so much for taking the time to join us today. My name is Esteban. We are All American Print Supply. Make sure you stay tuned. We're going to have loads more direct-to-film or direct-to-garment transfer products, processes, and content coming your way. We'll see you next time.